This is the most dramatic thing I've ever seen come out of Gen X, and these are the same people that went to war with us over nothing. So what am I talking about? It's called divorced dad rock. It's the kind of music a single parent would play before picking you up from the parent you like more. Ah yes, the soundtrack of Custody Weekend. It's music that captures a particular flavor of pain. Anguish that could only be felt by someone's uncle who had everything, but lost it all. Probably as a result of their own bad decisions, like, I don't know, cheating on your wife. Yeah, this is literally a song about how hard it is to cheat on your wife regularly. A problem entirely of his own creation, he decided to make a song and video. Who is relating to this? What kind of target demographic is this? But this next video I'm going to show you takes this whole genre to another level. Okay, disclaimer, I may have altered the video slightly. Okay, so the video's starting off strong. He's playing a rock concert on the top of the Grand Canyon. It's probably an apt comparison what it's like to be a cis American man in the 80s. I love this part. It doesn't drop, but they tease it. Hold me now. I'm 6 feet from the edge and I'm thinking. Oh! And he's fallen off the Grand Canyon. Look how nonchalant he's just falling to his death. This is way too cool. I'm gonna die, but I'm gonna look good doing it too. I do not understand what the f is going on in this video other than that. What is this, like a Star Wars reference? Who is this? I don't know. Who is this? Is that his dad? Is this about his dad and his ex-wife? I should probably have done more research. I'm gonna be honest with you guys, I genuinely like this music now. I started listening to this and watching the videos and stuff to prepare for this, but no, it's now in my playlist. Like, I actually listen to this shit now. I don't know if I'm proud of it, but fuck it. Hold me now! I'm 6 feet! This is what Gen X felt like in the 80s, you know? They felt like they were playing a rock concert on the top of the Grand Canyon until the floor beneath them just crumbles, it just gives way. Life must have been really hard when a house cost half a pack of chewing gum, huh? Gen Z could never relate. So I got really curious as to where all this angst, where all this pain came from for Gen X, you know? Because as far as I'm aware, things are about as bad as they could possibly get, you know, planets on fire, houses are just completely unaffordable. I mean, I live in London, so rent here is a little steep. Share the video or something, I don't know. Things are about as bad as they could possibly get right now. What was so bad for Gen X? So I did the research. Or, well, I asked ChatGPT, what's up with Gen X? And I got a bunch of really good reasons that I'm gonna actually explain in this video, just a little bit. In between the ha-has, there'll be some learning. There'll be a time to reflect and maybe empathize for our out-of-touch uncles. Surprise, surprise. One of the things that triggered the whole divorced dad rock wave was actual divorce. So that time period was actually even given a name. It was called the Divorce Revolution. In the 60s and 70s, the laws around divorce changed. You didn't really need a specific type of reason to get divorced. It was enough just to say, look, we no longer want to be together anymore. Mommy and daddy gotta live in different houses. Okay, I'm gonna stop making this a bit too real. To be honest, I thought this was something that was always the case, but apparently not. As these laws changed and the rules around getting a divorce are relaxed, divorce rates just skyrocketed. So not only was Gen X likely to be a child of divorce, but they were also more likely than their parents to get a divorce. Not a good look. I feel like I've said the word divorce way too many times now. Apologies if this is rubbing a sensitive point for anybody watching. I'm gonna try and lighten the mood in just a second. Smash like if your parents are divorced, or if they're still together. I need the engagement, please. The last reason I'll mention in this section of the video is the loss of manufacturing jobs in the West. So Gen X missed out on these well-paying professions that their parents, the boomers, relied on for job security. That's because companies relocated to countries with cheaper labor costs. This process, called globalization, actually still threatens working class people to this day.
As we lose manufacturing jobs in the area, there's a trickle-down effect because people who aren't making money aren't spending money in our community either.
And now it's starting to affect all people with the rise of AI. Anyway, enough talk about the ruling class's disregard for the working man. Let's talk about something equally depressing. California. More specifically, I want to talk about this absolute banger of a song called Californication. You might have heard it. If you haven't, where have you been? Not California. That was just not funny. I'm gonna keep it. I'll keep it in the video. This reminds me of the character selection menu for a game called SSX Tricky. If any of you guys get that reference, please let me know in the comments. I spent hours as a kid playing the game. Already off to a good start for me. He's riding a shark, does a double backflip into a car. Just grinded a Golden Gate Bridge. Okay. Fuck GTA 6, just give me this, okay? Skate 4, I don't need it. I want to play this. Just give me whatever this shit is. This is insane. I'm gonna be honest with you, I don't think I've seen a better music video than this, ever. This is some of the most creative shit I've seen, period. These guys were ahead of their time, because you can see that they're like reacting to their own music video in the top left corner. One of the things I'm kind of embarrassed about after watching this video and doing the research that I've done now is, unlike the first video we watched, the message behind Californication and the music video was so blatantly in your face, and I completely missed it. Me bomba! Obviously, I was a kid when I first heard the song growing up, and whenever I hear it, I'm just focused a lot of the time on the melody and how, like, I don't know how nostalgic it feels to listen to this music. After doing research online about what the intentions of the artists were, what Red Hot Chili Peppers were trying to talk about with this song, it's really hard to miss now. Californication as a song, as a music video, is epic, but also trying to give us a message, talking about the dark secret that lies underneath what the American dream represents. The song capitalizes on the hype around California, the symbol of it, the American dream, the place where you go to get famous, the false promise of fame and happiness one could go and achieve in California. Even though it was true for some people, like the Red Hot Chili Peppers, the reality is that right underneath this image of perfection is homelessness, a lot of pain, a lot of suffering, and a lot of neglected people that didn't make it and that won't ever make it. Something that doesn't get spoken about a lot. To be honest, there's a bunch more artists I could have put into this list that would fall under DDR or Divorced Dad Rock. You know what? Leave your favorite Divorced Dad Rock song in the comments so other people can find them. One of the things you might have noticed about some of the socioeconomic reasons why Gen X listened to and created this kind of music might sound kind of familiar to you, especially if you're a Gen Z or a millennial. A lot of these factors are still going on in your life, but it might even be even larger. Career uncertainty, financial instability, all of these things ring true for us too. After all, we are the children of Gen X. So it's only right we had our own rebellion too. So that's what this last part of the video is about. Gen Z's rebellion. So while our parents listened to those custody weekend anthems at the front, we were also listening to music that sounded like a soundtrack to our lives. One of those artists for me was Linkin Park, which also has a really awesome music video. It starts with one thing. I don't know why. It doesn't even matter how hard you try. Keep that in mind. I designed this rhyme to explain in due time. I tried so hard and got so far, but in the end, it doesn't even matter. I had to fall. I feel like this is the creativity that our music videos today need. I don't even care if the CGI is good anymore. It's so visually interesting to look at. I could imagine just having a TV always on in my house that just constantly playing 90s MTV and just enjoy that kind of nostalgia again. I have a bit of a special relationship with Linkin Park and that kind of phase of my life, being an emo kid. And one of the things I love to do in my free time was I watch these like AMVs or anime music videos, and they're so corny. They are so cringy now to look back on, but I don't care. My inner child loves this shit. Okay, so I'm gonna present to you a video that I used to watch on loop, or maybe not on loop, but like very often. And it was called Naruto vs Sasuke Linkin Park. That was it. I think it used to be called like Naruto Sasuke.amv, but this just made my childhood. And yeah, it was basically just Naruto and Sasuke just like duking it out to Linkin Park, and the music just fits so well. I don't know which music video I prefer, to be honest. I think it would be doing the emo rebellious music a disservice if I didn't put in some Evanescence. So this video I'm about to show you is called Bring Me to Life. After just hearing those first few keys of the piano, you already know what this is. So she just climbs this building, insane upper body strength. He's still singing while she's like hanging on for her life. Help me, bro, help me. He's like, I can't believe I never think of pain. He doesn't save her? I thought he had it. He totally had it. But it was all a dream. Or was it? I know it's all fun and games for me to look back and laugh at these videos and enjoy the nostalgia and the bad CGI and how dramatic it is now, but a lot of us growing up listened to this music, myself included, because life was pretty tough and it felt quite cathartic, I guess. Whether or not you understood what was going on, growing up in Gen Z, or if you're a millennial watching this, you were a child during the time of 9/11, the 2008 financial crisis. Most people's families were struggling financially. There was a lot of unknown about the future, and there still is today. Maybe even today we might be more lonely than ever. Social media has exacerbated this feeling of loneliness that I'm sure you have at some point felt in your life. I know I have. Both Gen X and their kids, us, have experienced similar social and economic problems. Problems that are largely a result of government policies that made the majority of us poorer, disconnected, and numb. Excuse the Linkin Park reference. We feel like we're falling from a height of expectations that have gone unmet for the world and our future, which has been reflected in our music and our parents' music. I know that's quite depressing, but we can combat this in our own lives by expressing ourselves creatively and politically, as well as investing quality time with positive friends and family if you're lucky enough to have them. That's part of the reason why I've started making videos. I feel connected to people when I can share what I've made, and I hope to one day build a real positive community around this channel. If you'd like to join and help me start, I've linked my Discord community in the description of this video. I want to say thank you for watching the video if you have to this point. Consider sharing this video with a friend who might enjoy it, or on social media where other people can find it, and or consider donating. It'll help me out a lot. I would really like to do videos like this to make people laugh and also maybe share something insightful. I'm trying to grow this channel and see if one day I could maybe do this as a full-time thing. But I'm currently doing basically everything by myself, from recording, writing, editing, and it takes a lot of time and effort to do that. So if you want to contribute in any way, I would highly appreciate that. So with that being said, thanks for watching. See you next time.